Greetings, Pilgrims, and welcome to episode 41 of the Polygon Pilgrimage. Today we're going to be going over something related to what we've already gone over in episode 4, but this is, instead of setting up a project, today we're going to be talking particularly about how to name objects and texture maps so that the whole structure works really well. So in our first example here, we have a series of objects here, and you'll see that I have in garage cabinet, in master cabinet, and in office desk. Now the in at the front of my object notates that it belongs in the interior. So you notice our project structure at the top. We are here in project, models, interior. So that means all three of these are in somewhat the right place because they are under the interior path. So that's correct. Now the reason that we go further and name these in garage cabinet versus in master cabinet is I have two cabinets. So where does it actually belong? So by putting in obviously the name of the room that it belongs in, I know that this goes in the garage, there it goes. This goes in the master bedroom, there it goes. And obviously the office desk, instead of just interior desk, you tell it interior office desk. So I know that this goes into the office. Nice and easy. I also have an exterior folder so that anything that goes outside would go there. Example here, of course, is exterior, EX, pool, but then I tell it chair. So now does it go in the pool folder or in the pool deck folder? Well, obviously it goes in the pool deck folder because you wouldn't put this in the pool, in the water anyway, but this could go around the pool. So it really could go in either one. So in this instance, it's up to your best judgment. I think that I'm going to put it in pool deck because it technically belongs on solid ground, not in the pool itself. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of our proper naming of textures for all of our models. Okay, so here we are looking at the textures. Let's go into textures folder. And here I have 3 textures, and I'm going to go over my notes here with you at the same time, and this will kind of explain what I've done here. Alright, so my notes here state that for proper naming, for your maps, what you want to have is the location of the object in the world, the category that the object is within, the subtype, the object itself, and if you have variants such as various stages of decay or destruction of an object, then this would be all the name of the object. Then once you're down to this being the object itself, the individual variants, you do an underscore, and instead of the word map here, you would put one of these letters. And these letters are for shorthand so that file names become shorter. You don't have to type as much, and especially for calling textures dynamically in programming, you don't want /emissive. That's a lot to type when I can just put E. So just a couple of shorthands here, A for alpha, of course, D for diffuse, emissive, height, normal, and specular. For the most part, you're only going to see alpha, diffuse, normal, and specular perhaps. But if it calls for a specific type, you can assign it a letter. So you see here I have the interior chair from the dining room, which it should be interior dining room chair, actually. Then we have underscore D is the diffuse texture. I know that right away from the structure I've set up here. So if I need the diffuse texture, I can pull that right out. If I need to rework the normal map for some reason, somebody tells me, hey, the normal map isn't strong enough or something's wrong with it, I go, okay, I'm in the folder, here it is. I know exactly which one I'm looking at right away. So here's 2 notes that I took. Name objects properly so that even when they're tossed into a generic folder, they can be easily resorted. This is pretty common that I've seen people do, that I'm in charge of making a bunch of assets, so I make them all, put them on a thumb drive, and hand it to somebody and say, here you go, this is the work I did. Okay, well that's great, but what if I just threw it all in one folder? Well, with everything named in this structure, someone can easily resort it, and it doesn't even have to be the person who originally made them. Same goes for the textures. If you name textures properly, then anyone, especially someone who is not the texture artist, can quickly and correctly get them all assigned. I know working in Unity, it's very easy to just drag a bunch of assets in, and then I can start to rearrange them, and as long as you've named things properly, I know where it goes, and I don't have to ask you. I'm already working on it, I don't have to stop what I'm doing, and you can go on to do something else, and the whole process just speeds up. So guys, that's all I've got for you today. I just wanted to go over some of these things that I learned. I already do this kind of a process, but it's good to see and hear from other people. Some of these notes that I got were from people who work at Naughty Dog. So you know that if they're working for a big company like that they know what they're talking about. So of course, anytime I have an opportunity to learn, as you guys know, I'm all ears. So that's it for today, guys. Take this into account with your work if you haven't already. And keep practicing, get better. and I'll see you next time as the pilgrimage continues.